there, it's Amy from the Montshire, and this week at Montshire at Home we're going to be exploring light. And light's a really amazing thing. We need it to see. It's the only way we can see. We need light for that. And it's a little weird because it's not a solid or a liquid or a gas, but it moves. It moves really fast. When we say the speed of light, we're talking as fast as something can move. And light travels. It moves from whatever's making it, like the sun or a light bulb, in a straight line until it hits something. And then when it hits something, it can either be reflected, so the light bounces back off, or it can be absorbed. It can end up going into whatever it is that it hits, or some of it can go through. It can go through something that's transparent, where everything goes through, or something that's translucent, where only some of the things go through. And so it's just a really interesting thing to experiment with. And to start with, we are going to experiment with shadows. So what happens when you block light? And when you block light, what you're left with is a shadow. So to do that, you just need some sort of light source. I like using a little flashlight or headlight, but even just a light bulb will work if you have it on something that you can hold safely. And for today, I've just set up a little screen so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm just using an old bed sheet that was a rag, and that way you can see it on both sides. But you can use a wall or a ceiling or whatever you want to set up. And so I'm going to turn my light on. And behind here, I have something set up. Maybe you can see it there. I have a little elephant that I'm using. And when I shine the light on the elephant, when I move my light, I can make the elephant move around. I can make the elephant, get so big we can't see it, or I can make the elephant get smaller, depending on how I use my light. So I want you just to experiment with some toy and a light and see what you can make it do. Then what gets really interesting, what if you had two lights and you shined it on at the same time? I'll let you try that yourself. Or, I have this glass here. I can see through it sort of, but it's a little wavy. It's got some color to it, so I'm gonna trade my elephant for a glass. And then I start to see some different things. I see some bright spots, and then some spots that are yellow, and all sorts of things are going on here. Some of the lights being blocked and making a shadow, some of the light's going through, and some of the light is being bent as it goes through. So lots of cool things to see. Now, then once you finish playing around with shadows, I like making shadow puppets and telling a story. You can write a whole story and act out the whole story using puppets. So I have my fish here, and when I put my fish in the light, you could see it swim around, and I did some cutouts so that it had a little bit more detail. And then you can even do things that are more complicated. I did another fish, but this one I wanted to have its mouth be able to open and close. So I have it so that it can talk if I wanted it to talk in my story. Anyway, I'm sure you'll come up with lots of great ideas and tell a story, make some puppets, experiment with shadows. All right, I'll see you another time. Bye.